In relation to. The phrase "in relation to" is used to show the connection, relevance, or association between two things. It indicates how one thing is linked or compared to another. Examples. 1. Indicating a connection or comparison. The price increase in relation to the cost of production is significant. Meaning, the price increase is being compared to or connected with the production cost. 2. Referring to something in terms of its relationship with another thing. His comments were inappropriate in relation to the topic of the meeting. Meaning, his comments were not suitable when considering the topic of the meeting. 3. Describing how one thing affects or is relevant to another. The changes in the law have a direct impact in relation to how businesses operate. Meaning, the changes in the law are connected to the way businesses will operate. Key point. In relation to is used to express a connection, comparison, or relevance between two things, highlighting how they are associated or how one is affected by the other. In lieu of. The phrase "in lieu of" means instead of or in place of. It is used to indicate that one thing is being substituted for another. Examples. 1. Substitution for something else. He gave a gift card in lieu of flowers. Meaning, he gave a gift card instead of flowers. 2. Offering an alternative. The meeting will be held online in lieu of in-person attendance. Meaning, the meeting will take place online instead of being held in person. 3. Replacement of one thing with another. The company provides additional vacation days in lieu of a raise this year. Meaning, the company is offering vacation days instead of a salary increase. Key point. In lieu of is used to show that one thing is being offered or done as a replacement for something else. In light of. Definition. In light of refers to consideration or awareness of something. Example. 1. In light of recent events, the meeting has been postponed. 2. The policy was revised in light of public feedback. In spite of. The phrase "in spite of" is used to show that something happens despite an obstacle, difficulty, or negative factor. It means despite or regardless of. Examples. 1. Indicating that something occurs despite a challenge. He passed the exam in spite of his lack of preparation. Meaning, he passed the exam even though he wasn't well prepared. 2. Describing an action or result despite a negative factor. She went to the party in spite of feeling unwell. Meaning, she attended the party even though she felt sick. 3. Showing that something happens despite a disadvantage. The team won the game in spite of the heavy rain. Meaning, the team won despite the challenging weather conditions. Key point. In spite of emphasizes that an action, decision, or result happens despite difficulties or opposing factors, suggesting resilience or overcoming adversity. On account of. The phrase "on account of" means because of, due to, or as a result of something. It is used to explain the reason for an action, event, or situation. Examples. 1. Indicating a reason or cause. The game was postponed on account of the heavy rain. Meaning, the game was postponed because of the heavy rain. 2. Referring to an event or condition that causes something to happen. She was absent on account of a family emergency. Meaning, she was absent due to a family emergency. 3. Describing a factor influencing a decision. The flight was delayed on account of technical difficulties. Meaning, the flight was delayed because of technical problems. Key point. On account of is used to indicate the reason or cause behind something, similar to saying because of or due to. On behalf of. The phrase on behalf of means representing, acting for, or in the interest of someone or something. It is used when someone does something as a representative or advocate for another person, group, or cause. Examples. 1. Representing someone. I am speaking on behalf of my colleagues at the meeting. Meaning, I am speaking as a representative of my colleagues. 2. Acting for a group or organization. The manager signed the contract on behalf of the company. Meaning, the manager signed the contract as a representative of the company. 3. Expressing support or advocacy for someone. She donated money on behalf of the charity. Meaning, she donated money as a representative or supporter of the charity. Key point. On behalf of is used to indicate that an action is taken in representation of someone or something, or in their interest. On schedule. The phrase on schedule means that something is happening at the expected or planned time, without any delays. It indicates that an event, task, or project is proceeding according to the set timetable or plan. Examples. 1. Indicating that something is progressing as planned. The construction is on schedule and the building will be completed next month. Meaning, the construction is happening as planned and the building will be finished on time. 2. Describing timely completion of a task. The team is on schedule with their project milestones. Meaning, the team is meeting the expected deadlines for the project. 3. Referring to a timely event or action. The flight arrived on schedule at the airport. Meaning, the flight arrived at the expected time, without delay. Key point. On schedule implies that something is happening as planned, within the expected time frame, or without delay. On the record. Meaning, officially stated or documented, often for public knowledge. Example. 1. The CEO went on the record to deny the allegations. 2. Anything you say during the interview is on the record and can be published. On balance. The phrase on balance is used to indicate a conclusion or judgment after considering all the factors, advantages, and disadvantages. It suggests that after weighing all aspects, the final assessment or decision has been made. Examples. 1. Considering all factors before making a conclusion. The project had some challenges, but on balance, it was a success. Meaning, after considering all the aspects, the project is judged to be a success. 2. Referring to an overall assessment after evaluation. There were ups and downs during the trip, but on balance, it was a positive experience. Meaning, after evaluating the trip as a whole, it was considered a positive experience. 3. Indicating a final judgment after considering pros and cons. The policy changes have some drawbacks, but on balance, they will benefit the community. Meaning, after considering all aspects, the overall impact of the policy changes is seen as beneficial. Key point. On balance is used when making an overall judgment or conclusion after taking various factors into account, especially when there are both positive and negative aspects to consider. On a large scale. The phrase on a large scale refers to something that is done or occurs in a significant, widespread, or extensive manner, often involving a large amount or a broad scope. Examples. 1. Indicating something widespread or extensive. The company is expanding its operations on a large scale. Meaning, the company is expanding significantly and in many locations. 2. Describing a major or significant action. The government launched a campaign on a large scale to improve public health. Meaning, the government launched a major, widespread campaign. 3. Referring to something happening extensively or with considerable resources. The disaster relief efforts were carried out on a large scale. Meaning, the relief efforts were extensive, involving many resources. Key point. On a large scale emphasizes the size, extent, or significance of something, often indicating a broad or comprehensive effort. On a regular basis. Meaning, frequently or consistently over a period of time. Example. 1. He exercises on a regular basis to stay fit. 2. The team meets on a regular basis to discuss the project's progress. Out of. Definition, from within or motivated by something. Example. 1. He acted out of kindness when he helped her. 2. She ran out of the room in tears. Out of debt. The phrase out of debt means having fully paid off all owed money or no longer being in a financial obligation to others. It signifies financial freedom from liabilities such as loans, credit card balances, or other debts. Examples. 1. Referring to someone who has paid off what they owe. After years of hard work, he is finally out of debt. Meaning, he has cleared all his financial obligations. 2. Describing financial stability. She worked extra jobs to get out of debt as quickly as possible. Meaning, she took on more work to pay off her debts and achieve financial freedom. 3. Indicating relief from financial burdens. Being out of debt has given them peace of mind. Meaning, not owing money anymore has provided them with mental relief. Key point. Out of debt means having no outstanding financial obligations, symbolizing a state of financial independence or stability. Out of order. The phrase out of order has multiple meanings depending on the context, but it generally refers to something that is not functioning, not following proper procedure, or inappropriate. Meanings and examples. 1. Not working or broken, for machines or systems. The elevator is out of order, so you'll have to use the stairs. Meaning, the elevator is not functioning properly. 2. Not in the correct sequence or arrangement. The files were placed out of order, making it hard to find the document. Meaning, the files were not organized in the correct sequence. 3. Inappropriate or unacceptable behavior. His comments during the meeting were completely out of order. Meaning, his comments were inappropriate or against proper conduct. 4. Not following proper procedure, informal settings. The motion was dismissed as it was ruled out of order. Meaning, the motion was rejected because it didn't follow the correct procedure. Key point. Out of order can refer to something that is broken, disorganized, inappropriate, or procedurally incorrect, depending on the context. Out of trouble. The phrase out of troubles means being free from difficulties, problems, or danger, especially situations that could cause harm, punishment, or complications. It often implies avoiding or resolving risky or problematic circumstances. Examples. 1. Avoiding risky or problematic situations. He stayed home to keep himself out of trouble. Meaning, he stayed home to avoid getting into a problematic or risky situation. 2. Resolving an issue to regain safety or stability. She worked hard to get her finances out of trouble. Meaning, she worked to resolve her financial difficulties. 3. Referring to someone behaving well or staying away from troublemaking. The teacher praised the student for staying out of trouble this semester. Meaning, the student avoided misbehavior or issues during the semester. Key point. Out of trouble indicates being free from danger, conflict, or difficulty, often through cautious or corrective actions. Out of the question. The phrase out of the question means that something is impossible, unacceptable, or not worth considering. It indicates that a particular idea, action, or suggestion is completely ruled out. Examples. 1. Indicating impossibility. Going on vacation this month is out of the question because of our tight schedule. Meaning, taking a vacation this month is impossible. 2. Referring to something unacceptable. Skipping the meeting is out of the question, it's too important. Meaning, skipping the meeting is not acceptable. 3. Dismissing a suggestion as unfeasible. 3. Dismissing a suggestion as unfeasible. Borrowing more money is out of the question right now. Meaning, borrowing more money is not an option. Key point. Out of the question is used to emphasize that something is entirely ruled out or not an option, whether due to impracticality, impossibility, or unacceptability. Out of step. The phrase out of step means not in harmony, agreement, or synchronization with others. It can be used literally to describe physical movement, or figuratively to refer to ideas, behavior, or opinions. Examples. 1. Literal, not moving in sync with others. During the parade, one soldier was out of step with the rest of the group. Meaning, the soldier was not marching in time with the others. 2. Figurative, not in agreement with others' views or behavior. His outdated beliefs put him out of step with modern society. Meaning, his beliefs are not aligned with the prevailing norms or opinions. 3. Not keeping up with changes or trends. The company is out of step with the latest technology trends. Meaning, the company is not aligned with or adapting to current advancements. Key point. Out of step refers to being out of harmony or synchronization, whether physically, socially, or ideologically. It highlights a lack of alignment with others or with prevailing standards. Out of ideas. The phrase out of ideas means that someone has exhausted all possible thoughts, solutions, or suggestions for a problem or situation. It implies a state of being unable to think of anything new or creative. Examples. 1. Indicating a lack of creativity or options. I've been working on this puzzle for hours, and now I'm out of ideas. Meaning, I can't think of any more ways to solve the puzzle. 2. Referring to exhaustion of solutions for a problem. We're out of ideas for how to fix the project delays. Meaning, we've tried everything and can't think of any more solutions. 3. Describing a mental block or lack of inspiration. The writer admitted he was out of ideas for his next book. Meaning, the writer couldn't come up with new creative concepts. Key point. Out of ideas conveys a state of mental exhaustion or the inability to generate further suggestions, solutions, or creative thoughts. Out of sight. The phrase out of sight has both a literal and figurative meaning. 1. Literal, it refers to something that is no longer visible or within view. 2. Figurative, it can mean something extraordinary, impressive, or excellent, often used informally. Examples. 1. Literal, no longer visible. The plane disappeared out of sight as it flew into the clouds. Meaning, the plane is no longer visible. He parked his car out of sight behind the building. Meaning, the car is hidden from view. 2. Figurative, something impressive or extraordinary, informal. Her performance in the play was out of sight. Meaning, her performance was outstanding or amazing. The cost of this luxury car is out of sight. Meaning, the cost is extremely high or unbelievable. Key point. Out of sight can mean physically hidden or describe something remarkable, depending on the context. Out of hand. Definition: beyond control, immediately or without consideration. Example, control. 1. The party got out of hand when too many people showed up. Example, immediate. 2. He rejected the idea out of hand without even thinking about it. Out of fashion. The phrase out of fashion means that something is no longer trendy, popular, or in style. It refers to ideas, clothing, behaviors, or trends that have become outdated. Examples. 1. Referring to outdated clothing or trends. Bell-bottom jeans are out of fashion now. Meaning, bell-bottom jeans are no longer trendy. That hairstyle went out of fashion years ago. Meaning, that hairstyle is no longer popular. 2. Describing practices or ideas no longer in use. Writing letters by hand is somewhat out of fashion in the digital age. Meaning, handwriting letters is no longer a common practice. Using formal titles in conversation is considered out of fashion these days. Meaning, people rarely use formal titles now. Key point. Out of fashion highlights something that has lost its appeal or popularity, often replaced by newer trends or practices. Out of reach. The phrase out of reach means something that cannot be obtained, accessed, or achieved, either physically or figuratively. It suggests an inability to attain or connect with something. Examples. 1. Physically inaccessible. The cookies were placed on the top shelf, out of reach of the children. Meaning, the cookies were placed where the children couldn't physically access them. The ball rolled under the couch and is out of reach. Meaning, the ball is in a spot that cannot be easily reached. 2. Figuratively unattainable. For many, owning a home in this city feels out of reach due to high prices. Meaning, buying a home seems impossible or unattainable. Her dream of becoming a professional athlete is not out of reach if she keeps practicing. Meaning, achieving her dream is still possible, though it may require effort. Key point. Out of reach can refer to physical inaccessibility or figurative unattainability, emphasizing the difficulty or impossibility of achieving or obtaining something. Out of date. The phrase out of date means that something is old-fashioned, no longer valid, or no longer useful due to being outdated. It can refer to objects, ideas, documents, or even styles that are no longer relevant or effective. Examples. 1. Referring to something old-fashioned or no longer trendy. That dress is completely out of date, nobody wears that style anymore. Meaning, the dress is old-fashioned and no longer in style. His ideas about technology are out of date. Meaning, his views on technology are old and no longer applicable. 2. Referring to expired information or documents. Your passport is out of date, so you'll need to renew it before traveling. Meaning, the passport has expired. The data in this report is out of date, and we need to update it. Meaning, the information is no longer current or relevant. 3. Describing expired food or medicine. You shouldn't eat that yogurt, it's out of date. Meaning, the yogurt has expired. Key point. Out of date refers to something that is no longer current, useful, or fashionable, whether it's an object, idea, or piece of information. Out of practice. The phrase out of practice means no longer being skilled or proficient at something due to a lack of regular use, training, or exercise. It suggests that the person has not done the activity in a while and may need time to regain their ability. Examples. 1. Describing a decline in skill due to inactivity. I haven't played the piano in years, so I'm a bit out of practice. Meaning, I've lost some of my piano playing skills because I haven't practiced. He used to be a great tennis player, but now he's out of practice. Meaning, his tennis skills have declined because he hasn't played in a long time. 2. Referring to a general lack of preparation or readiness. I struggled with the math problems because I'm out of practice. Meaning, I found the math difficult because I haven't been doing it regularly. She felt out of practice giving presentation since it had been months since her last one. Meaning, she felt less confident or skilled because she hadn't presented in a while. Key point. Out of practice describes a loss of proficiency or skill in an activity due to a lack of consistent practice or engagement over time. Out of work. The phrase out of work means being unemployed or without a job. It indicates that someone is not currently working or earning income from employment. Examples. 1. Referring to unemployment. He has been out of work for 6 months since the company closed. Meaning, he hasn't had a job for 6 months. Many people were left out of work after the factory shut down. Meaning, many people lost their jobs. 2. Describing temporary joblessness. She's out of work but actively looking for new opportunities. Meaning, she's unemployed but searching for a job. 3. Indicating financial or career-related struggles. Being out of work can be stressful, but he's using the time to learn new skills. Meaning, unemployment is challenging, but he's making good use of the time. Key point. Out of work refers to being unemployed, whether due to layoffs, career transitions, or other circumstances, and often implies the need or desire to find a new job. Out of context. Meaning, taken or quoted without the surrounding information that gives it proper meaning. Example. 1. The politician claimed his statement was taken out of context by the media. 2. Out of context, her words sounded harsh, but she didn't mean to offend anyone. Out of control. The phrase out of control means that something has become unmanageable, chaotic, or beyond the ability to regulate or contain. It is used to describe situations, behavior, or events that are no longer under control. Examples. 1. Referring to chaotic situations. The crowd got out of control during the concert and security had to step in. Meaning, the crowd became unruly and difficult to manage. The wildfire spread quickly and was soon out of control. Meaning, the wildfire became unmanageable. 2. Describing behavior. His anger got out of control and he started shouting at everyone. Meaning, he was unable to regulate his emotions. The kids were running around the house, completely out of control. Meaning, the kids were behaving wildly and could not be managed. 3. Referring to processes or systems. The expenses are getting out of control and we need to cut costs. Meaning, the expenses are increasing in an unmanageable way. Key point. Out of control describes anything that is chaotic, unmanageable, or beyond the ability to regulate, whether it's a situation, behavior, or process. Under circumstances. The phrase under circumstances refers to specific conditions or situations that affect or influence an event, action, or decision. It is often used with qualifiers like certain, no, or normal to describe the nature of those conditions. Examples. 1. Describing specific conditions. Under normal circumstances, the train would arrive on time. Meaning, if things were usual or expected, the train would be punctual. Under these circumstances, we have no choice but to delay the project. Meaning, given the current situation, a delay is unavoidable. 2. Indicating restrictions or impossibility. Under no circumstances should you share your password. Meaning, sharing your password is absolutely not allowed in any situation. Under certain circumstances, we can allow a refund. Meaning, a refund is allowed only in specific situations. 3. Explaining an exception. Under special circumstances, students may request an extension. Meaning, in rare or specific cases, students can ask for more time. Key point. Under circumstances highlights the influence of specific conditions or situations on decisions, actions, or outcomes. The meaning changes based on the context and qualifiers used. Under consideration. The phrase under consideration means that something is being thought about, examined, or evaluated before a decision is made. It suggests that a particular idea, proposal, or situation is being carefully reviewed. Examples. 1. Referring to a proposal or idea being evaluated. Your application is still under consideration. Meaning, your application is being reviewed and no final decision has been made yet. The board is under consideration of several new proposals for the next project. Meaning, the board is evaluating different proposals. 2. Describing a situation being examined before making a choice. The team is under consideration for a promotion based on their recent performance. Meaning, the team's promotion is being evaluated as an option. 3. Indicating that something is being thought about carefully. We are under consideration of your request, and we will get back to you shortly. Meaning, your request is being thought about and a response will be provided soon. Key point. Under consideration refers to something being actively evaluated or thought about before a decision is made. It often implies that a decision is not yet final. Under construction. Meaning, in the process of being built or developed. Examples. 1. The new shopping mall is still under construction. 2. The website is under construction and will launch soon. Under discussion. The phrase under discussion means that something is being talked about or examined in a conversation, meeting, or debate. It suggests that the topic is currently being considered or explored but has not yet been resolved or decided. Examples. 1. Referring to a topic being talked about. The new budget proposal is under discussion at today's meeting. Meaning, the proposal is being reviewed or talked about during the meeting. The changes to the company policy are still under discussion. Meaning, the changes are being considered but no final decision has been made. 2. Indicating an ongoing conversation or deliberation. We are currently under discussion about how to improve customer service. Meaning, the topic of improving customer service is being discussed. 3. Describing a matter being debated or considered. The issue of extending the deadline is under discussion among the team members. Meaning, the team members are discussing whether or not to extend the deadline. Key point. Under discussion refers to something that is actively being talked about or debated, but has not yet been concluded or decided upon. Under pressure. The phrase under pressure means experiencing stress, difficulty, or urgency, often due to external demands or expectations. It suggests that someone or something is facing a situation where performance or decisions are required quickly or in a stressful context. Examples. 1. Referring to stress due to expectations or demands. She was under pressure to finish the project before the deadline. Meaning, she was feeling stressed because she had to complete the project quickly. The team was under pressure to deliver results after the recent changes. Meaning, the team was stressed due to the high expectations placed on them. 2. Describing a tense or stressful situation. He performed well under pressure during the final minutes of the game. Meaning, he was able to maintain composure and perform despite the stressful situation. 3. Referring to an urgent or critical situation. The company was under pressure to resolve the issue before it affected customers. Meaning, the company had to act quickly to prevent negative consequences. Key point. Under pressure describes the experience of dealing with stress, high expectations, or urgency, often leading to a need for quick action or performance. Under review. The phrase under review means that something is being examined, evaluated, or considered, typically as part of a process before a final decision is made. It suggests that a particular matter is being looked at carefully, but no conclusion has been reached yet. Examples. 1. Referring to a process of evaluation. Your application is under review and we will notify you about the decision soon. Meaning, the application is being examined before a decision is made. The new policy is under review by the legal team. Meaning, the legal team is currently evaluating the new policy. 2. Describing something being examined or considered. The proposal for the new office location is still under review. Meaning, the proposal is being considered but no decision has been made. 3. Indicating an ongoing evaluation. The company's financial performance for the quarter is under review. Meaning, the financial performance is being analyzed. Key point. Under review refers to something that is being carefully considered or examined before a final judgment or decision is made. Under the circumstances. The phrase under the circumstance is usually part of the expression under the circumstances, which means considering the specific conditions, situations, or factors that are present at the time. It suggests that a decision, action, or behavior is influenced by or needs to be understood in light of these conditions. Examples. 1. Referring to specific conditions or situations. We had to cancel the event under the circumstances of the bad weather. Meaning, due to the bad weather, it was necessary to cancel the event. He handled the crisis well under the circumstances, considering the lack of resources. Meaning, he managed the situation as well as could be expected, given the difficult conditions. 2. Explaining behavior or decisions in light of a situation. It's understandable that she was upset under the circumstances of the sudden news. Meaning, her reaction makes sense when you consider the difficult situation she was facing. Key point. Under the circumstances refers to taking into account the specific conditions or factors that are present in a particular situation. It is often used to explain or justify actions or reactions. Under treatment. The phrase under treatment refers to someone who is receiving medical care or undergoing a course of treatment for an illness or condition. It means that the person is being treated by healthcare professionals and is actively involved in managing or improving their health. Examples. 1. Referring to medical care. The patient is under treatment for a severe infection. Meaning, the patient is receiving medical care to treat an infection. She is still under treatment for her knee injury. Meaning, she is receiving medical care or therapy for her knee injury. 2. Indicating ongoing treatment or therapy. He has been under treatment for several months to manage his diabetes. Meaning, he has been receiving medical treatment over a period of time for his condition. 3. Describing someone receiving care for mental health issues. The employee has been under treatment for stress-related issues. Meaning, the person is receiving therapy or care for stress. Key point. Under treatment refers to the ongoing process of receiving medical or therapeutic care to address a health issue or condition. With regard to. The phrase with regard to means concerning, in reference to, or relating to a specific topic, subject, or issue. It is often used in formal communication to introduce or focus on a particular matter. Examples. 1. Referring to a specific topic. With regard to your request, we will provide an update by the end of the week. Meaning, concerning your request, we will respond soon. The company made changes with regard to employee benefits. Meaning, the changes are related to employee benefits. 2. Addressing a particular issue. the rules with regard to safety protocols must be strictly followed. Meaning, regarding safety protocols, the rules are mandatory. I'd like to clarify a few points with regard to the recent announcement. Meaning, I want to address points related to the announcement. Key point. With regard to is a formal way of indicating what a statement, discussion, or decision is about. It is often interchangeable with regarding or in reference to. With regret. The phrase with regret is used to express sadness, disappointment, or sorrow about something, often in formal or polite communication. It typically acknowledges a situation that is unfortunate or undesirable. Examples. 1. Expressing sadness about an action or decision. It is with regret that we must inform you that your application was not successful. Meaning, we are sorry to inform you about this outcome. She announced her resignation with regret, as she truly enjoyed her work. Meaning, she felt sadness about her decision to resign. 2. Referring to a difficult or unfortunate situation. He accepted the offer with regret, knowing it meant moving away from his family. Meaning, he felt sorrow about the consequences of his decision. The event was cancelled with regret due to unforeseen circumstances. Meaning, the cancellation was unfortunate, but necessary. Key point. With regret conveys a sense of sorrow or disappointment, often used to soften the impact of bad news or an unfortunate situation. With the aid of. The phrase with the aid of means with the help, support, or assistance of someone or something. It is often used to indicate that a task or action was made possible by external support. Examples. 1. Referring to physical or technological help. She completed the project with the aid of advanced software. Meaning, she used advanced software to help her complete the project. He walked with the aid of crutches after his injury. Meaning, he used crutches to help him walk. 2. Describing assistance from a person or group. The researchers conducted the study with the aid of a grant from the university. Meaning, the grant helped the researchers complete the study. The rescue mission was successful with the aid of local volunteers. Meaning, the volunteers assisted in the rescue mission. 3. Indicating support in abstract or intellectual ways. She solved the problem with the aid of her colleagues' advice. Meaning, her colleagues' advice helped her find a solution. Key point. With the aid of emphasizes that an action or achievement was possible due to the help or support of something or someone. It highlights dependency or reliance on assistance. With the exception of. The phrase with the exception of means excluding or apart from a specific person, thing, or group. It is used to indicate that something or someone is not included in a general statement or rule. Examples. 1. Excluding a specific person or item. Everyone attended the meeting with the exception of John, who was on leave. Meaning, John was the only one who didn't attend. The store is open every day with the exception of public holidays. Meaning, the store is not open on public holidays. 2. Indicating an exception to a rule or condition. All the documents were complete, with the exception of the last one. Meaning, only the last document was incomplete. The dish was perfect with the exception of being a bit too salty. Meaning, the only flaw was that it was slightly salty. 3. Informal or legal contexts. The policy applies to all employees, with the exception of part-time staff. Meaning, the policy does not apply to part-time staff. Key point. With the exception of is used to highlight something or someone that is excluded from a general rule, statement, or group. It introduces what does not fit the main idea. With the help of. The phrase "with the help of" means using the assistance or support of someone or something to accomplish a task or achieve a goal. It highlights that an external source contributed to the action or outcome. Examples: 1. Referring to physical or technological assistance. He fixed the car with the help of a detailed manual. Meaning, the manual assisted him in fixing the car. She learned French with the help of an online language app. Meaning, the app supported her learning process. 2. Describing assistance from a person or group. The project was completed with the help of her colleagues. Meaning, her colleagues assisted her in completing the project. He managed to lift the heavy box with the help of a friend. Meaning, his friend supported him in lifting the box. 3. Indicating abstract or intellectual support. She solved the math problem with the help of a calculator. Meaning, the calculator assisted her in solving the problem. They navigated the forest with the help of a map and compass. Meaning, the map and compass provided the guidance needed. Key point: with the help of emphasizes that an action was made possible or easier due to the assistance of a person, tool, or resource. With the intention of. The phrase "with the intention of" means with the aim, purpose, or plan of doing something. It is used to describe an action done deliberately to achieve a specific goal or outcome. Examples: 1. Referring to purposeful actions. He enrolled in the course with the intention of improving his skills. Meaning, his goal in enrolling was to improve his skills. She moved to the city with the intention of starting her own business. Meaning, her purpose for moving was to start a business. 2. Describing deliberate plans or goals. They held the meeting with the intention of resolving the conflict. Meaning, the purpose of the meeting was to address the conflict. The law was passed with the intention of protecting endangered species. Meaning, the goal of the law is to safeguard endangered species. 3. Implying a future goal or outcome. He spoke to her with the intention of apologizing for his behavior. Meaning, his purpose in speaking was to apologize. Key point: with the intention of highlights a deliberate action taken with a specific goal or purpose in mind. It focuses on the motivation or aim behind the action. With the purpose of. The phrase "with the purpose of" means with the specific aim, goal, or objective of doing something. It emphasizes an intentional or deliberate action aimed at achieving a particular result. Examples: 1. Referring to intentional actions. He joined the organization with the purpose of making a positive impact on the community. Meaning, his goal in joining was to contribute to the community. She wrote the book with the purpose of inspiring young readers. Meaning, her aim in writing the book was to inspire young people. 2. Describing planned goals or objectives. The team conducted the survey with the purpose of understanding customer needs. Meaning, the goal of the survey was to gain insights into customer preferences. The policy was implemented with the purpose of reducing energy consumption. Meaning, the policy's objective was to decrease energy use. 3. Expressing a deliberate motivation. They organized the event with the purpose of raising funds for charity. Meaning, the event was planned to collect money for charitable causes. Key point: with the purpose of indicates a deliberate action or effort taken to achieve a specific objective. It is often interchangeable with the intention of, but purpose can imply a broader or more formal goal. With respect to. The phrase "with respect to" means regarding, in relation to, or concerning a specific topic, subject, or issue. It is a formal way of referencing something in discussion or writing. Examples: 1. Referring to a specific topic or issue. The company has made changes with respect to its remote work policy. Meaning, the changes relate to the remote work policy. There are no updates with respect to the ongoing negotiations. Meaning, there are no updates concerning the negotiations. 2. Addressing a comparison or connection. The data with respect to customer satisfaction is promising. Meaning, the data concerning customer satisfaction is positive. The laws with respect to environmental protection have become stricter. Meaning, the laws related to environmental protection have tightened. 3. In a legal or technical context. The contract is binding with respect to both parties. Meaning, the contract applies equally to both parties. Key point. With respect to is a formal phrase used to introduce or refer to a specific subject or matter. It is often interchangeable with regarding or in relation to. With a view to. The phrase with a view to means with the intention, aim, or purpose of achieving something. It is often used to describe actions taken as part of a plan or goal. Examples. 1. Referring to a future goal. She took additional courses with a view to improving her career prospects. Meaning, she enrolled in courses with the aim of enhancing her career opportunities. The company invested in new technology with a view to increasing efficiency. Meaning, the purpose of the investment was to improve efficiency. 2. Describing a deliberate action. The government implemented reforms with a view to reducing unemployment. Meaning, the goal of the reforms was to lower unemployment. He started saving money with a view to buying a house in the future. Meaning, his goal in saving money was to purchase a house. 3. In a legal or formal context. The agreement was signed with a view to fostering international cooperation. Meaning, the purpose of the agreement was to promote cooperation. Key point. With a view to emphasizes that an action is taken with a specific goal or purpose in mind, often highlighting long-term plans or aspirations. It is similar to with the intention of, but may imply more strategic or forward-thinking actions. With a will. The phrase with a will means with determination, enthusiasm, or strong intent. It describes performing an action energetically and with a clear purpose or resolve. Examples. 1. Referring to enthusiastic or determined effort. They worked with a will to complete the project on time. Meaning, they worked with strong determination and effort to finish the project. She tackled the challenge with a will to succeed. Meaning, she approached the challenge with enthusiasm and resolve to succeed. 2. Describing purposeful action. The team played with a will, giving their best effort until the final whistle. Meaning, the team performed with energy and determination throughout the game. 3. Highlighting a strong sense of purpose. He faced his responsibilities with a will, knowing what was at stake. Meaning, he handled his duties with strong intent and focus. Key point. With a will emphasizes performing an action with vigor, determination, or a strong sense of purpose, showing commitment and enthusiasm. With reference to. The phrase with reference to means concerning, regarding, or in relation to a specific subject, topic, or issue. It is commonly used in formal writing or communication to introduce a subject that is being addressed or discussed. Examples. 1. Referring to a specific topic or issue. I am writing with reference to your recent inquiry about our services. Meaning, I am writing in relation to the inquiry you made. The manager provided an update with reference to the upcoming project deadlines. Meaning, the update was related to the deadlines for the project. 2. Introducing a point of discussion or clarification. This report discusses the changes in policy with reference to employee benefits. Meaning, the report addresses policy changes related to employee benefits. The contract has been amended with reference to the terms of payment, meaning the amendment is related to the payment terms in the contract. 3. In professional or academic contexts. The research paper was written with reference to previous studies on climate change, meaning the paper draws on earlier studies related to climate change. Key point. With reference to is a formal way of introducing a subject or topic in a conversation, letter, or document, signaling that the discussion pertains to a specific matter. It is often interchangeable with regarding or concerning.